people in America are not settled with the information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot or a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place. And then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccination.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how many years were invested in this approach? About 20 years of science to get us to be able to do it.
20 years is not enough. And 9 months is definitely not enough for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
But if it allows thousands of people like you don't get vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu then, right?
And not
it's
like
much more
flu.
serious than the flu. Though.
Well, the flu kills a lot of people annually, too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year? I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Well, the number that you all giving that died, that's once again, that's you all's number.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, definitely.
All
Because when you start talking about paying people to get vaccinated, when you start talking about incentivizing things to get people vaccinated, there's something else going on with that. Something else going on.
It is something going on.
There's something else.
You're right. But I'm glad millions of people like me and most everybody here didn't get an. You know what their incentive was? Protecting their health and protecting the city. But I won't keep you anymore.
It's okay, because my incentive, y'all campaign is about fear. It's about inciting fear in people. You all attack people with fear. That's what this pandemic is. It's a fear. It's fear, this pandemic. That's all it is.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. It took 36 seconds for that man in that hood to utterly atomize 3 years of propaganda from Dr. Fauci, possibly the greatest black pill ever caught on camera. Where's it from? Well, this is from a YouTube video from PBS called Dr. Fauci Visits DC to Battle Vaccine Hesitancy. And this is Dr. Fauci driving through a black neighborhood in D.C. I lived in these neighborhoods for quite a while. I mean, you're talking like 80 to 90% black Americans live inside of these neighborhoods. And so Dr. Fauci went around, talked, look how short he is. They have to essentially bend the microphone down for it to reach him. All these people with their little green vests on, they're paid by Washington, D.C. Dr. Fauci, again, too small for even the smallest microphone there, going door to door to try and force his health prescriptions on Americans. Americans aren't buying it. And you can see that in the polling, actually. Americans' trust in scientists, other groups decline. Ladies and gentlemen, Republicans' confidence in medical scientists down sharply since the coronavirus outbreak, along with every other demographic. Yikes. What does that say? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it says that people know that the likes of Dr. Fauci are lying to them. They are lying. They are liars. They've been proven liars. Check out this tweet of this clip from this morning. 17,000 retweets, 76,000 likes. I tweeted this just a few hours ago. The truth resonates. 4 million views. And it's not the first time that Dr. Fauci showed his true colors in this documentary. Dr. Fauci was talking about red states in Washington, D.C., and how they're going to have to force them all around the country through their smoldering outbreak. It's crazy they're doing things like this. They're Republicans. They don't like being told what to do. We need to break that, says Dr. Fauci, tyrant.
What are we going to do about those other states?
Oh, my God. They're going to keep the outbreak smoldering in the country. It's so crazy. I mean, they're not doing it because they say they don't want to do it. They're Republicans. They don't like to be told what to do. Right. And we got to break that, unpack that.
How you guys doing with vaccines?
How about we don't like to be told what to do by the guy who created COVID? Fauci once argued that risky viral experiments even if they lead to a pandemic, are worth it. That's right. Dr. Fauci created gain-of-function research with help from the Department of Defense, and he was kicked out of the country by Barack Obama because he had too many leaks, viral leaks, with his Department of Defense gain-of-function research. So he legally went to China to go fund the research inside of China. Well, what do you know? Dr. Fauci's gain-of-function research in China created a pandemic, and we paid millions of dollars for it. Those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Dr. Fauci shakes so very much when asked about it.
I want to understand that if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible to result in SARS-CoV-2.
Cause the pandemic. We're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you
admit the truth.
And you implying...
Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come...
Look at him shake. You've seen Dr. Fauci do 100,000 million interviews. You've seen him on camera day and night here on this PBS video that has 2.7 views. Yes, let's make sure we punch the dislike here. 2.7 views. Or Dr. Fauci. He ain't shaking there, but he's shaking when you ask him a gain of function, because even his own CDC director, who Fauci worked for, said that he deliberately ignored the covered up the lab leak. Ex-Biden staffer says COVID likely did come from a Wuhan lab and that Dr. Fauci created it. Who's this man? Well, his name's Robert Redfield. He's a veteran and probably the most seasoned professional as it pertains to infectious diseases in the world. And Redfield just threw Dr. Fauci red-blooded right under a semi-truck.
The pandemic did not start in January at the seafood market. We now know there was infections all the way back into September. This was a narrative that was decided that they were going to say this came from the wet market, and they were going to do everything they could to support it, to negate any discussion about the possibility that this came from a laboratory.
I got 20 seconds left. Dr. Fauci was affirmatively told in an email that NIAID had a monetary relationship with the Wuhan Institute through EcoHealth Alliance. He was told this in January 27th of 2020. Do you think that Dr. Fauci intentionally lied under oath?
He didn't need to be told this. He's the one who was paying them.
To Senator Paul when he vehemently denied NIH's funding of gain-of-function research.
I think there's no doubt that NIH was funding gain-of-function research.
Is it likely that American tax dollars funded the gain-of-function research that created this virus?
I think it did, not only from NIH, but from the State Department, USAID, and from DOD.
Wow, okay. So our own State Department, our own Department of Defense, and Dr. Fauci created this virus with gain-of-function research in China. Strange that we don't trust Dr. Fauci. And Dr. Fauci doesn't much like that. He doesn't like going to the hood and getting BTFO'd by Mr. Black Pill. Those on the ideological right favor fewer COVID-19 restrictions. Check out this polling. Here's the U.S. Here's where the left is. The left, only 7% of the left say they want fewer COVID restrictions. 52% of the right. This is where we are. Okay? Why? Well, because of people like Dr. Fauci. Now, what Dr. Fauci is trying to do is trying to speak to his base of tyrannical supporters that say not only, here according to Rasmussen reports, not only do they love Joe Biden's plan to impose a vaccine mandate on employees, that's supported by 48%. 48% of Democrats support vaccine mandates. Listen to this. 45% view Fauci favorably, including 28% who have very favorable impression of him. 48% have an unfavorable impression of Fauci, so they love this man. Also, Democrats, here according to this polling, 41% say that they are in favor of harsher measures, including fines for Americans who will not get the COVID-19 vaccine and criminal punishment for vaccine critics. In case you want to know where the political lines lie, there they are. That's what you're up against. A party that wants to fine you or put you in jail for criticizing them. There it is, right there in the polling. Here, Rasmussen. They're like storied, famous pollsters. This absolute scum, Dr. Fauci, going door to door. Love to see him getting wrecked. They're losing the narrative. They know they've already lost, and so now they're in panic mode. And we must never, ever forget what these goblins tried to do to us, these absolute mutants who created a virus and are now themselves the virus, ladies and gentlemen. The mind virus that is trying to destroy your free will and trying to destroy your civil liberties and your human rights. You are the only person who can control what goes into your body. You are the only person who can control what kind of medicine you take. And you are the only person who has the absolute right to take or to refuse the medicine of your choosing. But because you are a human being and you have rights, don't let these people take them away. We are fighting with you to prevent that. To save America. It's your boy Benny. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.